Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and today we're going up a fell wild camping. Low rig this one's called. We've got our first obstacle. The path kind of works itself round, and I thought it'd be clever and go straight up, but we've got a bog here. Oh. Okay, so this campsite, this pitch, I've been on before. Last time I was up here was summer solstice, and now it's winter, so it's a different beast. I went up here with a lightweight pack, and I think I even took my little electric scooter to get to the base of the fell and then hid it in some bushes. Anyway, this time I've had to drive, and again, we don't have much time. It's now 4:30. Still got daylight. I think we'll probably be all right until 5:30. But we're also dodging a couple of storms. Yesterday was Storm Eowyn, and it's blown loads of trees down. It's been apparently one of the worst storms we've had in a long while. I had to dodge a few branches and trees and stuff on my way here. So the aim is to go over this way, past Chewett Tarn, and up onto a little spot. So last time I was a little bit further on because there was a horse and its foal. They were both on this place that looked like a perfect wild camp, but I couldn't get there because they were there. So this time, looking at it where it's at, I think we'll be all right. But it looks like it's a little bit further than anticipated, so I'll have to get a bit of a wiggle on. This tarn here is Chewett Tarn, and it looks a great place to camp, but all round here this is farmers' fields, and it does get farmed quite a lot. So like I say, it'd be lovely to come here. Looks like a perfect place, but you'd soon get shifted on with the farmer. He's up here quite a lot. So I'm going off up into the hills there. That's looking back on Chewett Tarn now. Such a lovely place here. This is all wetlands here on this side here. But yeah, it does look like a nice little ideal spot. It's a shame that it's farmland, but we're going to carry on up that way. So this time yesterday we had 60-70 mile an hour winds around here, and I sort of chose this place because I knew there was no trees. Although the winds have dropped, the trees could have been weakened over time, and there's so many trees down all over the place. So I thought I'll come up here. I know there's no trees. I know a nice little camp spot, and it's not too far. Like I say, we're going to go up to the first point. If that's not any good, which I think it should be, then we'll go on to the next one. Right, camera's in low light already. So that over there is where I've camped, on the foot of that scree there. Nice little camper actually, but that was very windy. That was when my tent collapsed, my MSR hubba. Looks like there's a bright light, I don't know if you can see over there. So the track leading up to it is a green lane, so you can get off-road vehicles up and down there. We're going off here. This path actually takes you on and over to St John's in a Vale, St John's Church. It's a nice little walk. You can put a loop in, you can drop down, and there's many paths around here on the way back. And this is the main path up, but we're going to go off to the right over the side there. Oh, it's getting really cold. My hands are changing colour already. So as soon as I stop, I'm going to put some gloves on, and then I'm going to get the tent up. Right, this is the first point where I was looking at. This is where the foal was with the horse. And it was quite a flat area. It would have been perfect for that night because the idea of that one was being right opposite the stone circle, because it was the weekend of the solstice, and you could see people dancing around till like 3 in the morning or something. But I think there won't be any there today. It's just a bit too cold and windy for that now. Only the hardy come out, and the YouTubers. I think this is it here. This is that's not the summit, but it's a close summit there. Are we in narrow vision? Here we are. Okay, we're a bit wider now. You can see more stuff. Sorry about that, I was in my narrow vision. Yeah, that's the spot up there I could camp. This is where I'm looking at. Hopefully there's not too many sheep droppings and horse droppings. If not, I'm going straight over to where I was on the solstice. But this is okay, there's no horse here now. This is where the horse was. I'll have a look up, but it's quite a flat point, and obviously animals like to sleep on flat points, albeit a bit exposed. Can't even remember where I was. Yeah, we're right by the path here as well. You do get a nice view all round. Just going to drop down into this little bit here. Trying to think where I was last time. I think I was over by them rocks over there. Certainly not going to have time to get over there, but I'm just going to have a little look around, see what else there is. There's a little bit down here. Now the wind's only blowing about 10-15 mile an hour, something like that. I just want to check, see if there's any little other flat places I could go. It looks like we're going to go up the top here. So the wind's going to pick up till about 1 o'clock in the morning, and then hopefully die down a bit. But yeah, you do get good views up here. You can see the whole of Blencathra. You can just see the top of Skidder poking out, all in snow. Still patches of snow on Blencathra. And then if you look way over in the distance there, that's Race, over to Helvellyn, and that is covered in snow. And it shows you why. The backsides of these mountains, so the backside of Blencathra, that'll be all covered in snow. Same with Skidder. The drawing winds are always coming in from this way, and with the winds that we've had recently, it's definitely pushed a lot of wind over the backside, and we're kind of looking at the backside of these mountains here, and that's why you can see the snow. You might have to, there's all the horse droppings just there where the horses lie. I think we might have to go in this little divot here potentially. I'm going to take my rucksack off and have a little trudge about. Okay, there's a little divot in the ground here. I think this is probably the best where I'm going to go, the best I'm going to get even, just running across here. And the footpath's just there, but this footpath here is quite there's not many people doing it, so I think if we go here, looking out that way towards all the northern fells, I think we're going to get the best views in the morning. Sun's going to rise that way. It looks like we've got a lot of cloud, even though we've got blue skies up there. Got a lot of cloud over there and over there, and it is forecast for possibly a bit of snow. Okay, wind's just dropped now, so I'm going to set the tent just here, looking sort of diagonal. The prevailing wind's coming this way, so I'm going to set it up here with the door about here, looking out right on some cow dung or horse dung. There's the poles, there's the pegs, and out comes the tent. Right, I've got my gloves on. So there's the Hillebeg Solo in its little X-Ped dry bag, and I just keep the pegs and the poles separate just for ease of use. So let's get all these poles made up first. Right, we're in. So first thing I do in winter time, sort of with these Hillebergs, you can keep the inner open, which is great. So first thing I do is get this thing out. This is the Nemo switchback. Basically this becomes my inner ground sheet stroke sit mat type thing, just to take the edge off the cold. And it's something nice and quick and easy, he says as he's struggling, to get on and down in winter time. Well, it does make a bit of a noise, but then once you've got this down, you can kneel on it, take the hat off, now I'm out of the wind, and then start organising everything else. So what I normally do is get all my electronics out first, stash them over here in this corner. With the Hilleberg, you have a nice little sort of stashing corner there. And then now a bit limited because I've put the camera there, so it's kind of in the way, but where needs must. So basically get everything out my bag so I can look and see what I've got, what I'm doing with it. Everything I need, and then stick it in the corners that it needs to go. Right, I think that's everything out. What we've got here, a few latte packs, got my water. Right, because it's dry at the moment, so I've got my little ground sheet on the outside, and I just place my bag down there, and then what stays outside of this part of the tent is my food, my cooking utensils, my water, and in here is more cooking stuff. Don't think I've showed inside this bag. So for an overnight, I always have 2 spoons. Reason why: that one for stirring a coffee and that one for eating food. So you've got that long one for your dried foods. You always have a pack of dry food, and that can reach down into the bottom, stir it up, and so much more useful. And then that one there separate for stirring coffees, just so you don't get the taste mix kind of thing. In here also, so I've got my breakfast in the morning, which is baked apple porridge. We've gone back to these fire pots because people keep going on about them again, so I'm trying them again. Adventure Foods is my tried and tested, but this time we've got the chicken curry. This is my little Sea to Summit cup, collapsible cup. These are the Seal and Go ones. I've done a little video on them, and that is handy for a little lid, a little stand for it, you know, when you've got coffee in it, or you can put it on as a lid. But I try not to do that with hot coffee or anything, because it sometimes quite hard to get off, especially when there's steam in there, you know, and potential for spill. That's my coffee cup. What else have I got in here? Some rubbish from the last time. And then I've got a Nescafe 3-in-1 coffee. And then if I haven't got enough, I've got a little foldy spork. I think that's just in case, as a double backup, just in case if I forget my others. And then the Leatherman Juice CS4. You can't get these anymore. Really handy, UK legal. But if you need anything, just in case you need a set of pliers and knife, some scissors, got really good scissors on these. I just keep that there in the bottom. Let's fold all this back up again. Don't need it just yet. Like I say, it's a short walk and I've had some food, so potentially might not have tea tonight. Depends how hungry I get later on. If I'd gone a bit further, and maybe. But this Osprey bag that I keep it in, this is what is it now? I don't think it actually says. It's a basically it's just an Osprey. You get 3 of these, and I use 2 of the 3 out of the set, because that's handy for all my food, just to keep it there. And this one's handy here for this size. It's got my toiletries, my that's kind of my toiletries there. But I do have my, not that I'm going to use it, but my midge thing, and then just a small travel towel there. And I'll just keep all that packed away in them 2 bags. This bag I rarely go into, but it's there if I need it, and I always keep it. Like I say, it's handy. In there I've got my down sleeping pants, or what I call my down pants for sleeping. Put them up there, we're still quite warm. Got the sleeping bag, the trusty Sea to Summit Spark. Now, I said last week about, you know, maybe not wearing 2 jackets that I had on, so this week I've only got 1 jacket. Tell a lie. I've got an Arona, almost like a hoodie top. So this one, it's less insulated than the Proton, but it's still quite a warm top. And then I've got my I was going to say Hilleberger, my Arcteryx Cerium jacket on top. I'll tell you what I have lost for this Thermarest is the bag that it packs into. I did see a YouTube, I forget his name now, testing one of these. He's had it 7 years, about blowing it up with your breath, and he ripped it open and had a look, and there was nothing in it. There was no mould or anything. So whether he's got very non-mouldy breath or it's just an old wives' tale. So in my electronics bag I have, this is a wash bag, but it's very handy for holding electronics because it puffs out quite well. It's got loads of little different compartments. You can compartmentalise everything, but I'm just using my Thermarest micro pump. It's probably, no. One thing is it's quiet. Might not sound it, but in here it's fairly quiet. You know, even just having that over your knees like that, you can feel like the warmth on it. So in here, I've got my little camera batteries, a little 10,000 milliamp battery pack, and in there I've got a head torch and some wires for charging, hopefully. 1 wire for charging. Oh, and I've got my little temperature gauge. At the moment it's showing 9.9 degrees. Let's get that chucked out there and we'll see what the external temperature is. This constantly measures. It's only got a little tiny battery in it as well. And that's my head torch. This is the Petzl Now RL. Quite a beast of a head torch, this. 1,500 lumens. And I think if I hold it, yeah, there you go. Full bright mode. Yeah, I think I knocked it out of reactor light. So this thing is super bright. You can really light up the fells. But I want to keep it low so it lasts all night. There you go. While I've been talking, this thing's blown up. I'm nice and warm underneath it. I'll just pack all this stuff away. And I'm going to get my Trekker chair threaded through this. So I just leave that thing blowing up. I don't think I could ever do a camp without this thing now. Just great for sitting in your tent. So all this thing doesn't blow it up too like super hard. This is getting a bit tight in here. It's just enough for when you fold this up to be right. And then all I do is, when I come to go to sleep on it, just blow it up a little bit more. If I can find the other clip. Going to move the waterproofs down the bottom there. That's it. And that's me in for the night. I'm going to put my down pants on, I think. Just to keep warm, and if I start getting really cold, the sleeping bag comes out. And while I'm here, might as well just show you this pillow. So this I do blow up with my hand, with my mouth, with my own air, just because it's quite small. And the key to these is not to blow them up so hard. You want to keep them soft, and I like to blow it up early on, just so I can sometimes put my feet on it, keep my feet warm. But with this pad down here, it's usually all right. In here I've got some little booties as well. These are the Nature Hike pants. I believe I talked about them in my last video. I wasn't going to get the, I know I like my Arc'teryx stuff, but the Cerium pants, £280. These were 50 quid. And they seem to loft out quite good. They loft out really well. And again, you're sitting on half of them, so the back there is compressed. So I'm sure the Ceriums are a bit different. And then I've got these little red booties, which I don't think they do much, but it's better than nothing. And these were like £20. Again, better than nothing really. Look quite stylish, don't you think? Nice red and shiny. Can you see where your feet are? I got red because just so they stand out, you can find the bloody things. I'm going to get set up, chill out a minute or two, and we'll see you in a bit. So you can see how quick these boil. They're good for boiling water. We've got 350 millilitres going into this. These Adventure Foods. I like these because they only take 8 minutes. So when it's cold, you still have quite a nice hot meal. And again, chicken curry. Don't expect it to look like the picture. That's the inside there. Getting a little bit chilly in here now, so I'll be quite happy to have this curry. This has just appeared. I don't know where the hell that's come from. Ah, that's hot. Should have been a bit quicker with that. Out it goes. Just leave that zip up a bit. Get a tiny bit of water left. Okay, get that stirred in. When you're doing these, try and get the corners because, yeah, they do tend to, everything gets stuck in there. That's what's handy about these long spoons. It's quite creamy. It's quite yellow, almost like Thai curry, you know. Smell test. Yeah, smells like curry in a bag. Quite powdery at the minute. So we'll let that sit. All right, 8 minutes from now, and we'll have that for tea. Eight minutes, right. Oh, let's try this chicken curry, eh? All things gone solid, as in, well, not solid as such, but it's absorbed all the water. Right, let's try this. Starting to get cold hands just sitting here. So this is a warm welcoming. Quite nice. I think 8 minutes is just about right. I don't know why everyone else is 15 minutes or 12 minutes. But Adventure Food, they're 8 minutes. And I find one portion does well. And there's quite a lot of heft in there. So it's 600 calories as well. You know, if you think you've got 350 millilitres of water, so that's 350 grams. Trying to look at see if there's a grammage on here. Not 400 calories per 100 grams, so it's about 150 grams of so 3, 4, quick maths. Half a kilo of food, and still warm. The amount of times I've been out in cold weather. Let's have a look where we are. So this is fire pot. It's probably different because this is a breakfast. Cheaper. Complete dehydrated meal. Actually feels lighter on this. Well, it will do because it's not full of water. This is 400 millilitres of boiling water for this one. And you've got to let it stand. Don't know if you can see that. 15 minutes for that, and that's a breakfast porridge. So when have you had porridge to, I mean, anyone can have dried porridge. Why is it 15 minutes? If it was minus temperatures outside, 15 minutes isn't long for this to go cold. Porridge oats, yep. I mean, all it is just a few dried fruits and mainly porridge oats. Actually, no, mainly fresh apples. Fresh apples. So, yeah, make what you will. 15 minutes in minus temperatures can go cold quite quickly. If this is 8 minutes now and it's in, I would say, eating temperature, that's going to be cold by the time you have it. In winter weather, this is why I like the adventure foods. They're a decent price. I say a decent price. We've got a price sticker on this one. I think $7.99 for that. Fire pots are only a couple of quid cheaper. I think they're $5.50. We'll see what the baked apple porridge is like in the morning. Anyway, I'm going to eat this now, and I'm not going to bore you with me eating it. Well, that was quite nice, that. And it stayed warm all the way through. Just flattening this out so I can put it in my little bag. That's the good thing about these, is minimal waste. Right, I'm quite full now. That's actually seen me quite good. So I think I'm going to get tucked in for the night, and we'll see you in the morning. Good night. Morning. Quarter to 8. And yeah, rained a lot last night. So it rained a bit last night and it got really windy about 1 o'clock in the morning. Seems to be calm at the minute, so I'm going to get up and yeah, I've only got a short walk home, so I don't think I'm going to bother with breakfast or anything. I'm just going to grab that from the shop. It's daylight, 7:45, so mornings are starting to get a bit lighter. Yeah, so right, I'm going to get up and get a bit more presentable. Right, I'm kind of half packed up now, so let's have a look outside. Low-lying cloud, so I'm going to get the rest of this stuff packed up and get the tent laps on. See you in a minute. Right, let's get out, have a look, proper look at the tent. Oh, yeah, so it's definitely snowed. We've got snow over there. That's the other side of the St John's in the Vale Valley. We're on low rig. So just below the snow line, I think. Yeah. So you can't really tell, but the cloud line is pretty much where the snow line is. And yeah, oh, it's a chilly wind today. Stone Circle is right opposite us. We're almost facing the Stone Circle. There she is. There's the pitch. You can see what I've done with the guys. I've put the lower ones inside and these ones outside, and it's really sturdy like that. It's unbelievably sturdy. Even though the wind's actually pushing on this side here, these two. So it does make it a lot more sturdy when you've got 18 pegs holding the thing down. These ones are still quite tight. Yeah, I was really surprised with the wind as well. I mean, it's died down a lot. It must have hit about 30 or 40 mile an hour last night. And there you can see the snow line. It's all covered in snow up there now. We've had bits of snow and obviously melted off overnight. I'm not sure if the tent laps will work because it's so windy, but I'll sit this really low and see if I can get it working. Right, it's a bit of a close-up, but that's probably the only place where I can put it. It's really weird that the wind's kind of coming from two different angles. Let's get packed up. we're done. We're all packed up. That's the usual. Leave no trace. Just where I've been, just a little bit drier than the rest, and obviously patches of snow around it. Okay, there's the footpath. I'm going to head off down there, past Chewett Tarn, and back down. There we go. One last look. Let's go up here. There's them grey clouds coming in. It's getting really bad. Yeah, so the forecast is for another storm coming in, and this is the gap between the two storms. So I just managed to get a camp in. I had two thoughts about coming out or not, but I'm glad I did. Made it. It was fine. What a difference with all them pegs put in the way I've put them in. That's just made it into a fortress, and you know, it does make a big difference when you separate the two. Yeah, look, see, blue sky there, turn around, and you've got horrible grey all coming in. Right, relatively short walk off the hill, and still no sign of anybody. I'm really surprised. I thought, you know, on a Sunday morning someone will be up here, but I suppose with the weather we've been having, people are staying away from the hills. I'm just lucky that I'm able to get out at short notice and get up somewhere. And again, you know, I've stayed somewhere low. Haven't really gone too high. Didn't want to risk it, and I'm glad I did, because the wind's really picked up during the night. I'm not one of these hurricane 100-mile-an-hour storm seekers just yet. I want to get a couple of years under my belt just for practice, and you know, get some good seasons. I've been through some weather, but still yet to hit quite a lot more. I want to get used to maybe being caught out during the night or something. I still haven't done that yet. I've always had a, you know, relatively decent night, and maybe try some high winds in summer. You know, we'll get up high when it's quite windy, and then it's not so dangerous if you're coming out and it's weather like this, you know, and it's in the minuses. You can just see one lonely chimney smoking away, and the fire's going almost straight up down in the valley. It's funny that, you know, the wind up there is completely different. I've come down now at the shade a bit. If I'd camped around here, probably wouldn't have felt any wind at all. It's a bit of a bog through here, so I'm just going to take my time. Try not to get stuck in any bog. There we go. Right, well, that was pretty decent. Just heard a shout. Sounded like a farmer shouting at his dogs. Nice and quiet now. It's really peaceful around these little fells that don't really get as populated, even in summertime. See my first two people. They're just down there by Chewett Tarn. Looks like they may be taking photos or something. So yeah, you can see how tempting this is for camping. But with Chewett Tarn right there, it's really sort of picturesque. You get 360 views, and it's fairly flat, but the farmer's dead hot on this one because you know, he wants his sheep to graze here, not people to camp. So the footpath kind of goes off that way or the other side, and then there's this sort of almost trench. Whether this was something to do with the tarn or not, I don't know. But you've got like it's almost natural, but like a little. Let's walk down it. almost like a little fault line, and then just comes back up again, which I always find quite unusual. You know, it's almost man-made, but I don't know. Like I say, the path just comes either side of it, really. There's a signpost there. It's sort of pointing you towards Stewart Town. Yeah, so I always find it a little fascinating place, this. You know, it's right opposite the stone circle as well, so I'm wondering if there's been some that old, possibly even a buried old stone circle at this point. It's got very similar views, not as wide as the stone circle, and of course it's not as close to a town, but there is a lot of stone circles out in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of people still, I mean, I would imagine there'll be a few that are buried as well. You know, it's only the ones that are preserved that have stood out. Right, well, that's been another successful wild camp, and yeah, it's been a good one. Cold start, cold finish, but I've managed to keep warm and we've survived the night. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.